You have to showcase why you're different. Now, I could tell them we have the best marketing, right? I could tell them we put them on best websites, but if I can show them, right, people don't want you to just leave unsolicited information about how great your company is. If you don't have a conversation with them, whether it be at the door, whether it be on the phone, and you leave something for them, it's just noise. You're wasting time and energy. You have to start to think outside of the box. People don't buy bricks and beams, they buy hopes and dreams, right? So if you think of it from that context, it kind of changes how we start to think about things. Yo, what's up? Vikram Deol here. Hey, I wanted to chat with you real quick. I hope I didn't startle you with that intro. I wanted to chat with you guys about how to get expired listings, right? Like, we crushed expired listings, right? Like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we did over $150 million in expired listings. And one of the things that we did that nobody else still does, except for a few people, and nobody was definitely doing 7 years ago, was we did what was lifestyle videos. And what's a lifestyle video? Well, you know, my friend Sharon says that a house is made out of bricks and beams, but a home is made out of hopes and dreams. So when a buyer is looking at property online, you have the stagnant, the virtual walkthrough, right? You have the Matterport, the 3Ds, right? You have all these different things that agents are doing, but what they don't do is they don't bring the home to life. And I want to show you how we brought our homes to life. So these are all expired listings, and I want to share with you how you bring a home to life, because it's really important, because people don't buy bricks and beams, they buy hopes and dreams, right? So if you think of it from that context, it kind of changes how we start to think about things, right? So I want to share with you guys a couple of things that we did. So this was an expired community, right? So it was a really nice, quiet street. And so what we brought to life was the community. So check this out, right? So we have some guys, right, playing Pops, washing his car, right? Dad and his daughter outside. We have the kids inside the home. We restaged the property, right? Guy in the background having a glass of wine, right? Super comfortable. Look at the couch, the throw, right? So it's just very lived in, right? Mom and Pops outside having some wine, talking about their day, right? Showcasing the home while bringing it to life again, right? The bathtub, filling it up for a nice little soak after a long day, right? We brought the house to life, showcasing the community with the drone footage, the town center, right? Like, even at the beginning, we have them running in the private little area that the community built, right? So we brought the home to life. When you're an agent, right? When you're an agent, you have to think differently, right? You have to showcase why you're different. Now, I could tell them we have the best marketing, and I know we did. We beat all the agents out there. There may be one or two had better marketing, right? I could tell them we put them on the best websites, but if I can show them, right? Watch this one, right? Watch this one. We brought this home to life in a slightly different way than what most people would have thought. And the reason why I did this was because this particular home was going through a divorce. There was a dead dog in there prior. Like, the dog was very old. The house had reeked. The seller did not want to move the dog out of the area, right? So it just felt very cold. So how do we bring the home to life? Oh, well, look at this, little cutie pies. Look at these two little cutie pies. She was so adorable. She was so adorable. Oh my God. All right. Bring the home to life. Honey, what do you think of this dress? Oh, baby, I love it. Right? We bring the home to life. Turn the music down a little bit. Getting ready in the morning, and the bathroom was a little small, so we wanted to showcase that it was usable, because one of the complaints that people had was, like, it's a really big house, but the sellers didn't want a big bathroom, right? They wanted to have more open space to take advantage of the views, right? So they made the bathroom smaller and the closet a little bit bigger. So The kitchen also, we didn't like, so if you guys notice the kitchen, right, this is where attention to detail comes in. This isn't a very modern day kitchen, right? It's stuck in the corner of the house. There's a wall that closes it off right here. It wasn't the greatest kitchen. And one of the big complaints from people that came to this home was it's not super open. And that's the truth. It wasn't a super open house. It had a lot of open spaces, but it wasn't, for being a big rectangular 5,000 square foot square home, it wasn't really open. So what do? I'm like, all right, we got to get people to spend time. So we put the iPad here, right? And we had the video playing, and we looped this part of the video right here, right? Because I thought it was really important to get people to not focus on the space of the kitchen as much as to focus on what the kitchen can do, right? So you have the appliances, but that's not the important part. So here's what we would loop, right? The little kids in the kitchen having a great time. Because guess what? The people that were looking at this house had little kids in the same age bracket. They're like, oh, wow, these are such cute kids, right? So you have to bring a home to life, right? So how do we bring it to life? We have the views, we have the backyard, and then we show the kids out there drinking some pretend coffee. And I think this is my favorite part of the video right here. Little boy with the big tie, holding hands with the wife. She's got her little purse. Hey, if we don't teach boys how to be gentlemen, who's going to do it, right? If we don't teach them how to be a gentleman. So I said to the little guy, I said, hey, brother, whenever you go on a date, whenever you're with your mom, whenever you're with your sisters, open the door for them. He goes, okay, right? And he looked up to me because I was like a big guy. So he looked up to me, and his mom called me back. She said, what'd you tell my kid? I said, why? She said, he's become such a little gentleman. What do you mean? He opens a door for me every time we come out. I said, he never did that before. She says, no, it's so cute. He said, that real estate guy told me something not to tell you. And she said, what'd you tell him? I said, always open your door for your mama bear. And he goes, okay, right? Super cute young boy. God, he's probably like what? Right, 7 or 8 in this picture. Guy's probably like a young teenager now. I wonder if he's still doing it, right? Pretty cool. So we planned out our videos. Imagine you walk into a listing and you're like, can I show you some of the things that we've done for some of the homes that didn't get that promised offer? And they're like, yeah, that'd be great. Check this one out. So like, look at all, like we did a lot of these, and these were not cheap. This one was actually really expensive. Hey, look at this house, custom built, super sick, right? So drove in, wife's in the kitchen, got some nice, yummy Leonetti wine available. He comes home, got the flowers, right? Surprising mama bear, right? Here he hides the flowers, showcasing the large, tall ceilings. I think we used her twice. Oh, no, she's going to mama bear. Let me grab my book. Let me show daddy what I did today. Oh, you got me flowers. How cute. Daddy, look. Let me show you my day, right? So we had to pick the avatar of the person that was going to be possibly buying the home. So we showcased the views, the finishes, the big kitchen. Right now, this house was super sick. Right, again, the movie theaters. Could have had the kids and family in here eating popcorn. We made a mistake there. I only had the kids and the actors for a few hours. So by the time we realized we could have had them in a few more spots, they were already gone. It was unfortunate, right? And these people are a little bit more traditional, so they didn't want like the whole house being rummaged through, right? Again, coming back, sharing a laugh, kids going outside. I think we use these kids twice. I think I use these kids a bunch of times now that I think about it. I liked them a lot. I think it was the same kids from the last video, right? So super simple. Now, our marketing, if you notice, our marketing is when. Our marketing's all at the end of the property, right? We have a little display in the corner, but we don't have big marketing throughout the whole video. right? It's just very subtle, right? It's very subtle. And then at the end, we have our who to contact, right? We have our who to contact, right? And we did a lot of these. The reason I'm sharing this with you is you have to start to think outside of the box. If you do the same thing that every real estate agent does when they go into a expired listing, right? Like think about your expired listing process right now, right? Like actually stop and think about it. If they don't pick up the phone, what do? Oh, we leave a package at their house. Do you know how many packages we collected from expires? People are like, what do we do with this stuff? Packages on top of packages on top of packages. They didn't want it. They didn't want it in their house. They wanted us to do something with it, so we took it away. That's not what people want in life, though. People don't want you to just leave unsolicited information about how great your company is. If you don't have a conversation with them, whether it be at the door, whether it be on the phone, and you leave something for them, it's just noise. You're wasting time and energy. The only people's packages that most of these people read, guess whose? The person they wanted to meet with. Now, if you're doing elderly expireds, right, aged expireds, and you leave a package because you can't get a hold of them, you should leave a handwritten note. Hey, we've been trying to get a hold of you guys. We work with some buyers in the neighborhood. We saw that at one point you try to sell your home. We do have some people that are interested in this neighborhood for X, Y, and Z reasons. The Smith family really needs to be in by this time. They're willing to pay a fair value for the property, right? They're even willing to rent the property. We were just curious if you still had any thoughts of selling or, kind of like what you had decided so we can just either update the system or take you off the list. And people will actually call you back because of that, right? Think about your process. Are you doing what every other average everyday agent is doing and expecting a different result because you're special? And I'm not trying to talk shit here. I'm just saying we're not special. We're just everyday average people. But the difference between the everyday average person that becomes a top agent is that they stopped and said, wait, why am I doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? Why am I saying the same thing that everybody else is saying? Why are my presentations exactly the same as the 9 other agents? When everybody does the same thing, we have our 37-point marketing plan. Great, who cares? We're going to put you on 100 different websites. Of course you are. The MLS does it for you. We're going to do professional photography. Everybody does professional photography. No, we do studio photography, right? What does that mean? Exactly. We don't stage your house. We showcase your spaces to maximize what buyers are looking for. Oh, that sounds cool. How do you do that? Well, our team of experts come in and we analyze every single room and the flow from inwards and outwards. And then we decide on what should go where, just like a grocery store, like Nordstrom's, right? They're always analyzing where should we put this? Where should we put that? Where should we put this? Because they know that buyers' demographic so well. They know that if they put the shoes here, if they put the makeup here, if they put the shirts there, the food here, how do we keep people in the store the longest? They study that. Our team of experts have studied that as well. So we're laying the house out to work with human psychology. Oh, that's cool, right? If you don't have a way to differentiate yourself, right? Before we can talk about like the everyday average agent's going to do a tour of your home. And then after the tour of the home, you're going to ask the magical question, what do you feel my home's worth? They're going to try to deflect, right? And you're going to be like, hey, I want to know the number. And they're going to try to do a presentation and we're never going to get to a strategy. And you see how the whole process breaks? So before we do a tour of the property, let's talk about the strategy you want to implement in pricing your home. But before we can do that, we have to talk about the market data, right? And before we can talk about the market data, we actually have to understand the market. So would it be cool if we slowed down a couple of steps so that we can take you through the process, which is what we used for the Jones, whose house was on the market for 382 days. They had 7 agents over the course of 2 years. We took it over. We followed this exact same process. We got an offer on their house in 9 days, and it was the highest offer it's actually the only offer that they'd ever seen. And we were able to negotiate it to a place where the sellers were happy. They were excited. They took the offer and we had a great dinner afterwards. Can I show you this exact process that we utilized? Oh my God, Vikram, that would be great. Awesome. And then you show them a video, right? Hey, I just made a compilation of a couple of the videos that we've done in the past. Can can I just have you watch this real quick as I'm pulling out my stuff and getting set up? Oh yeah, great. Pop, you put on your videos. And all of a sudden your videos are completely different than everybody else's, right? If we want to be better, we have to think differently. If you go to the same big box brokerages, you listen to the same trainers, you do the same thing that they've trained hundreds and thousands and millions of agents on, and then you go to the same big box coaches, many of which have never actually sold a home, and you listen to what they say, and you stop and you ask yourself, why did we ask those questions? You actually ask yourself why. You might be shocked at the answers you come up with. It's really easy to stand out in the game of real estate, right? We were in the Seattle Bellevue market. It was super competitive, but even there, it was really easy to stand out amongst all of those top agents because we just did things a little bit different, a little bit different, a little bit different. We had conversations a little bit different. We actually cared about the people we talked to. Right. In our rule, we had in our office and our team, we had a couple of rules. One was you can't be an asshole. And two is you actually have to give a shit about the people you talk about. If you're an asshole and you didn't give a shit about the person on the other end of the phone, you just could do real estate, but not in my office. You could do real estate. You just can't do it with us. Right. It was super simple. And we let people go because they didn't care about the people they were talking to. They didn't have any heart. They just wanted to make money. And that's great. 90% of those people, no, actually 96% of those, 77% of those people are out of the business. The people that actually had a heart are actually still in the business, right? So even though I retired and I closed down my operations, they're still succeeding and beating the average everyday agent in sales. Because once you learn the skills that work with human behavior and psychology, they're in you for life. Once you learn how to use your tonality, your body language, you learn to listen, right? You learn to slow down, right? You learn these tricks that we're using with our expireds. When you learn this stuff, you change. And when you change, you have better conversation. All right. So, hey, I just wanted to share a couple of things that we did with our expireds that made us really stand out. And it really put us on the map, right? Like we didn't do anything racy. We weren't that company. This was back 7 years ago in a very conservative market. So we didn't get into like some of the cool, sexy stuff, but we did have some really great videos. And the videos, actually, believe it or not, were things that people shared, right? So you'll see they weren't blown up 5,000, 20,000, a million hits, but the buyers of the properties showed those videos to their friends and family. And their friends are, oh my God, that house is amazing. Wow, it feels so warm. It feels so lived in. It feels so loved. It feels so great to be there. Oh my God, Mom, Dad, you're making a great choice. Oh my God, kids, that's going to be a great house for you. We had a lot of international buyers. So they would send those back to their parents overseas. Their parents like, oh, honey, that's amazing, right? So do you see the difference when you learn from somebody who's actually been in the game versus somebody who hasn't? So, hey, I appreciate your time today. If this was helpful, do me a favor, leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, share this with your team lead, share this with your trainers, share this with your brokers. And if you want some of the more advanced training that we're doing inside of our groups and inside of our like online virtual courses, we have a ton of courses, right? We have a ton of opportunity to learn different price ranges, different time commitments, right? On your own, with us, by yourself type of things. If you're interested in kind of seeing how people do things differently, you're kind of tired of being sick and tired, or you're plateaued 20, 30, 40 deals a year and you want to go to 30, 40, 50, 60 deals a year, you can't message me here directly on YouTube, but you can message me directly on Instagram, Coach Vikram Diol, or you can join us in the Real Estate Sales Dojo, right? On Facebook, the Real Estate Sales Dojo. And there we give more trainings, we give more resources. You can actually ask me questions personally and I'll answer them for you. As always, be good, be awesome. You're loved, you're amazing, and I'll see you on the next one.